Hey, Rangao in the house. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in. You would be delighted to know that I look handsome today. But also, you would be delighted to know that I picked one of your topics. How is that? How is that? Eric in the house, and Netanarf is in the house too. Welcome. Ah, Brazy hit 2K. That is sexy. And Charlemagne is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Charlemagne. I like Charlemagne. I did know that Charles. Gozi. What's up, brother? Okay, let's start with this. This is a beautiful chess game. A very commonly known opening tactic, but the finish is very nice. The Sveshikov game was... guys, I think that's, in terms of chess content, one of the best I've ever put out there, as in raw material. Now, what you do with the raw material is a different story, and obviously there are limitations as to, you know, what level it is applicable for. But as far as raw content was concerned, that game was one of the best I've ever analyzed. Yes, fine. I always do put that on the agenda. Oh, the last time I did it, I forgot. There was that kid who paid for an analysis, and I forgot to analyze his game. So please remind me. I think his name is Siva. If he comes back, please. I don't care, Brian. Whatever floats your boat, brother. Honestly, whatever is easier for you. Oh, hello. Well, I might as well start with Brian then, and I put this game on hold. I think that makes sense. If I put this game on hold and we kick off with Brian. Brian, send it to me, please. Probably either in the chat or in the ChessCom message. The Kalashnikov is e5 without playing knight f6 first. It has been proven also to be a lot more successful machine gun than the Sveshnikov. No, the link is good enough. Link is good. Link is good. Oh, cheers. Thank you. This guy must be very proud of his creation. I can't wait to see this. Oh, la la. Wait, what? What did I do there? That's more like it. All right, our good friend Brian is behind the white customers, the white dudes moving upwards on the board, and Sepchess is here to witness this masterpiece. So brace yourself, buckle up for an absolute whirlwind of a chess game. Ah, yes. This is already cooking. This is already cooking with gas. You would be delighted to know that there are a few friends of stream in the house, including Mr. Hockey Chess Dude and Professor Rengao Ramanujan, who really do feel happy about this variation on the board. Yeah, this is gonna get good. This is the knight c4 queen d4 game I'm suspecting. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, this is gonna be the queen takes, queen f6, and then take, rook check, and then mate. Ha ha! Oh, I'm already feeling it, man. I'm already. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. By the way, this is actually not that bad for black. I thought that this was already dead lost, but it's actually equal. Just so that in case you didn't know, which is one of, like, in case you didn't know, like I didn't, this line is actually playable. I didn't know this. Hello, what? And I have to take. There's a key move here for white that is very important to play. What is the key move here, ladies? Domagoy Redman, welcome, welcome. Indeed, we need to throw the spanner in the works with d6. d6 it is. But even so, after cd, rook takes, and let's say rook f6, very likely white will not be able to do much about black disentangling with b6, bishop b7. However, the game so knight takes to stop the bishop from being able to develop. Mr. Toboganten. Now, however, there is this very famous mate idea that is gonna. Of course, it was you, Rengao. You got a worldwide effect. Now, has he found it or has he not found it? Chat, everyone except for Rengao is allowed to guess the winning move for white here. Everyone in the chat except for Rengao can type in the winning move. It appears that no one is typing. Herrick Dose. Herrick Dose coming in strong. Well done. Knight d2 it is. Knight d2 it is. It's even stronger than rook e1 because now you are taking this with the knight, and that's actually a mate threat. And that's exactly how the game went. That was a belter of a game by you, brother. I'm guessing you got reported for cheating for this because I'm guessing the game review is gonna give you about 98-ish score. I think knight g5 is equally good, by the way. Oh, 97. 97. I was pretty close. 97. Actually, it turns out that knight g5 is less accurate. And the reason for that is because after knight d2, this knight can't move because of mate. But if you put your knight on g5, then the knight can move. And now they can actually avoid the mate altogether at the cost of shredding some material. Rather, shedding some material. Yes, this is one of Ramanujan's pet lines, indeed. Indeed, our Indian feller is well known for mastering this variation. Wow, YouTube chat is popping off. Good to see, guys. Good to see. Love to see it. Love to see it. Just give me a sec. Very, very good game, by the way, by our good friend Brian. That was a hell of a game. I loved it. That was a hell of a game. That was definitely a boomski. That was definitely a boomski. All right, I'm going to show you a different kind of boomski. If we are happy with that. Yes, that was a 100% banger. Thank you very much, Brian, for sending us the love and the game. And now we are moving on to Leiko, who at the time of this game is at the ripe age of 15 and a bit. Let's test people's... Oh wait, I forgot to tell you the D6 thing. Tingo was asking for it. The Gotten guy, whatever. Yeah, the toboggan dude. So the idea of D6 is to disallow D6 and releasing the bishop from its prison. A stock standard pawn sack that I YouTubed about a million times. And so Mr. Toboggan, you should be watching my YouTube a lot more frequently than you are. And then you would know the power. The power of that pawn sack. Alright, back to Leiko. Oh, Mr. Guy in the house. Hello, hello. Okay, what is opening theory here for white, guys? Opening theory. Goblin is in the house. Hola. Hola. Regular Caro-Kann, in fact mainline Caro-Kann it was. And knight f3 is the theoretical move, as many of you would know. And only after the Aranis h6 do we take on e6. This is most famously known from Deep Blue versus Kasparov. And indeed this is completely unplayable for black. Does anyone know the correct move for black here instead of h6? I don't know why you would call it the Karpov sacrifice, because it was Kasparov who sucked it in. Actually, he didn't suck it in, he just didn't think the engine would do it. Yeah, bishop d6 is the correct move, of course, developing your pieces. And after that, you can actually kick the knight because now the sacrifices don't work at all anymore. But h6, of course, invites takes, queen e7, and now, ladies and gentlemen, you can demonstrate your theoretical knowledge as well as your attacking prowess. Castles is Goblin's move. 97 is ever so slightly illegal, which I think takes us back to your initial idea of castles, right? Hello, Jez. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man. With a competition like that, it is always very unpredictable. Okay, but what do we do after F? Guy, I can certainly look at your game. The coach champs is over, so I'm back to my usual routine now. I'm sorry, I didn't actually catch that message earlier. Do you want me to look at the game that you sent me, that absolute banger? I'm happy to do that. Chat has to see that. I already sent that game to Rengao. Yeah, so we go check, king d8, and there's a very important move to be played here, although by no means the only one. What is the most logical follow-up here? Does it feel good to be passed of coach champs? Not in the sense that I really enjoyed the whole process. In fact, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And there is not a single thing that I would do differently than how I did it. So I have absolutely no regrets, even with the outcome and all that. So no, I did enjoy it. I got a lot out of it. Bishop f4 is my favorite move because it cuts the king off. N5 by the cavalier is actually not that great because after take, the knight can drop back to d7, which I think is what Mr. Cavalier might not have looked at. And now I think I have got a reasonably good chance to tuck my king away on c7. Sorry, Mr. Cavalier, can I ask you to give it another go? He is the legend who is wearing my merchandise, by the way. Exactly, thank you, Rengal. Great minds think alike. Why is nobody else wearing today my merch is the big question. By the way, Rengal, did you send me a photo of you having my merch, like the mug or whatever you got? I want to see. I'm collecting now photos of people using my merch. Actually, on that note, King Charles, if you could send me a message on Discord with you wearing my shirt, that would be lovely. Oh, Sweet Blues, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what I would use it for because obviously I don't want to dox you guys. But it would be lovely for me to assemble an image of, you know, the most loyal followers wearing the goods and using the goods. Right, so Bishop f4 is my favorite move here because it cuts the king off. But there's a very good argument to be made, presented to you by Liko, that king c7 is not a move anyway because Bishop f4 sends it back. Sweet Blues, it took me forever to get it in Australia too, but it did arrive and I'm happy with it, so yeah. We're golden. Look, if your wife wears it, that is extra points for sure. Extra points. Alright, queen d6 played. Best move for black, denying bishop f4. What do we do? What do we do? Excuse me. By the way, a Hungarian dude won the Nobel Prize for Literature, just saying. C5 you have to be very, very, very careful with, guys. That is a move that I would very strongly advise against. Because what it does is that it surrenders the d5 square, and it also disallows you any pawn breaks, which is desperately required to break the position open. So c5 is really, really a positional blunder here. g3 is very good with prepping bishop f4 per Jazz Mountain, but c5 is definitely no-go. 100% no-go. Queen e2 was played, which obviously intends to play rook d1. Also very good. Queen c7 and rook d1. Bishop d6. White to move. Bring on the aggro. Queen e6, I agree that you don't need to calculate, because after knight e5 or knight f8, we can kiss goodbye to the queen, or at least another piece. I think that might have been a motive that we ever so slightly overlooked. So let's not go to e6. The King Charles was tricking us into playing this. We're getting mocked, to quote one of the greatest. The mockery was real there. I'm getting a lot of booze today. Mr. Cavalier, what's cooking there, sir? 95, of course. And this is the typical position that explains to you best why c5 is always a mistake in the structure. Is because imagine that we already inserted, let's say, c5. Then now I could just take, and the knight on d5 is just there forever. You can't get rid of it. But as long as you have got your pawn on c4, I can never take, because the knight can never jump to d5. So 95 played. Rook f8. And what do we do now? No, I disagree. It's very easy to see, Laparels. It's very easy to see. Because it's one of those typical pawn moves that create a giant hole immediately. Like, that is, like, you are more reluctant than excited to play a move like c5 in that context. I very respectfully disagree. Bishop f4 indeed. Bishop f4 indeed. Nah, knight f7 is no good because of take and the bishop gets trapped. Yeah, exactly. Harry put it very correctly. c5 wouldn't even have occurred to you as an idea if it hadn't been for the fact that it was a tempo. And that's all that was good about it. So if it hadn't been a tempo, you wouldn't have looked at it. This is another banger of a motif, by the way, of the bishop getting trapped on f7. No, just develop, guys. The whole point of this positional piece sacrifice, and this is, by the way, a very interesting observation that I would like you to consider, is that lower-rated players often make the mistake that when they sacrifice a piece for long term, let's call it a positional sacrifice, like the king can't castle, the queen side can't come out, the most commonly occurring mistake is that they try to rake the material back in as soon as possible, which in a way is really illogical because you didn't sack the material to win it back. The idea of the sack was to inconvenience black in long term. Uncastled king, development problems, poor piece mobility, weaknesses everywhere. The way you cash in on that is not to try to rake back the material right away. It's to actually play out the long game where their inability to harmonize their pieces and come up with a plan is going to be the ultimate key for you to win the game. Yes, I could. Indeed. Oh my god. This was absolute dog poo of a move. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, let's see how we finish this off, ladies. Let's see how we finish this off. Nomenesio, hello, hello. What do we do now? Oh, we're sacking a rook now. What for? Mr. Checkmate Academy. Bishop h4 is set by a lot of people. Not quite sure if I understand why you guys are forcing the king out of a pin into safety. Yeah, I agree with Charlie that this seems to help black scores, not whites. Malcolm, welcome in. Queen g4 by Chessmaster is the way to go, ladies. This is what you want. And again, not because it's a pawn, but because it gets the queen in the action. And also releases the pawn on e5. Queen g4, c5. Now rook d6 is too obvious. And now we need some sexy. We need something very, very sexy here. In fact, the sexiest thing is so cool that Leiko actually missed it. The sexiest thing is so sexy here that Leiko missed it. The king shall wants queen d6, but that's not quite on, is it? Rook d7 was played. Rook d7 was played. Well done by by Chessmaster, who is now unfortunately leaning on his caps lock. I love you, King Charles. You are correct. You are alluding that you go check first and then queen d6. And actually, at this point, black resigned because no matter what they do, everything is just falling out of the sky. Takes, and there is a mate here. But, of course, the sexiest win is this. However, the reason why Leiko didn't go for it is because after the check king c8, he didn't see the mate. But you guys can do better than that. You guys can do better than that. Exactly, Mr. Tony Rowe. Welcome in. Welcome in, the legend in the house. Czech and Matutski. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Now that is what I call finishing in style. That's what she said too, right? Yeah, not bad. Not bad by any means. Both sides is great. That's the type of shit you say when you are a parent, right? And your kids are playing against each other and one gets absolutely trashed by the other. Good effort by both. Not. Yeah, participation award, yes. Shout out to our friends in America who invented that. Alright, I'm going to show you guys' game because it was such a cool one. It's also short and sharp, and he also happened to chuck some money my way for it. So, but I actually would have shown it to you anyway because I'm so impressed and happy for this W. Also, it happens to be in the opening variation that I promote in my club players course. So, this is a shout out game to our good friend Guy, who scored an absolute banger of a W. In the Ulfstadt variation of the two knights. Take. Castles, bishop b7. And my good friend is already ready to absolutely murder, slaughter, and commit homicide on the diagonals like the champion he is. h6, 94. Bang, bang, bang. Good luck stopping Matutski. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, okay, rook f2 was a bit of a desperation thing. Rook f3. What is the winning move here, ladies? And it's kind of funny that I'm asking it in singular because I don't think that there is a move that doesn't win for black here that, you know, doesn't hang the queen. If you don't hang the queen, you're likely winning. In fact, it's not even a particularly appealing one. Oh, you sent me one before this? Okay, I will have a look at that too, guy. G5. That's a bit aggro. If you want to go after the rook, you can just go here. And it can't move at all. But I would be almost reluctant to give up this for this, to be honest. Anyway, rook f2 was played and our opponent got absolutely slaughtered like so. Well done on 1000 level, rapid. That was just clean as. Wait, did you send? I thought we've seen this already, buddy, didn't we? Oh, okay. I have gone through this, but I don't think I've gone through this on stream, right? Yeah, sorry, I was reversing the ratings. Yes, you are right. His rapid is 15 under. Give me a second. Okay, so this one is gonna be interesting. Okay, so the first thing that we need to note here, my good friend Guy, is that for some reason you opted here to capture this, which, yeah, I don't know, like d5 would be my number one candidate move, you know? Or am I tripping? This d5 move appears to me to be the name of the game. And after the standard a6, bishop a4, a4, b5, we can just mow this down and then get that guy too. And the guy was not a pun there. If rook b8, you can just defend it, I guess, with one or the other. I don't know which one is correct. And then we just take this and we are up 2 pawns. Yeah, I dislike takes on e5 for that reason. That's a missed win. But I do think that we are golden here. Okay, so what is the golden rule of castling? Is that we only do that if we have nothing better to do with regards to development. Do you have a better developing move here than castles? Well, castles is not really a developing move, is it? This is not theory. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Guy. Like, your opponent played a bishop g4. Like, none of this is theory. Like, after d6, you just go like, this guy is playing dog shit. I'm gonna go and kill him. There's no theory here. I don't know what you're trying to remember here. You have never seen this position in your life. No way you have. Because black is playing garbage. And yes, you are right. It is bishop g5. Absolutely bishop g5. Because now you get to bring the other rook to d1 and hit the queen. So for example, if they try to negate the pin, now you're playing rook d1, and both of these moves are putting on a lot of heat on black. And I think, Tony Rowe will tell me if I'm mistaken or not, we may be able to take on f6 here even. No? What are the vibes we're getting here, ladies? Is this good or is this not good? I'm not convinced. Oh yes, I am, because after rook g7 we have got bishop e6. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, baby. So yeah, that's why castling here was a bit vanilla. Queen d6, that's absolutely horrid. Rook d1 for sure. Guy, you're playing this game, buddy, here a little bit soft. Like, you This is the textbook case of why is my opponent playing queen d6? What do they want to do? If you had asked that question from yourself, there's no way that you would have played bishop e3. Not a chance in hell. No way in hell. So, why are they playing queen d6? That's your question number one. Question number two, how do we deal with it? Yes, they want a castle. How do we stop that? Oh, rook d1. You see, this is how chess thinking should take place. I honestly have no idea what kind of thinking went through your head instead, but I would say that the correct answer is none, based on the fact that we play this in 7 seconds. Now, there's nothing wrong about this move, apart from the fact that it's quite far from being best. And best was very easy for you to find. Rook d1, cuts of castling, and they are back to Struggle City, where they belong. Okay, moving on. Yeah, you are one move late to the party, brother. One move late to the party. Good. Good. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Now that is fugly. That is fugly. My gut instinct would be to play bishop g5 with the threat of knight d5, I suppose. Right? What do we say to that? Oi, Tindy in the house. Tindy in the house. How are you going, young fella? Yeah, bishop g5. This I really don't like at all. You're trading a shit ton of pieces. Yeah, you're doing here what black wants to happen, which is to trade to ease their problems instead of increasing their problems. Now you're threatening knight d5, which will be followed by c3. Both knights are being ridiculed. Instead, you're trading them off. That was bad news. That was bad news too. Yeah. And here they should have played a chess move like maybe bishop d6. Maybe. Maybe. That's a really weird rook choice there. At first sight, but I'll take your word for it. I would have gone with the other, I think. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is high T chess. I still don't understand why it was this rook. Can you explain to me why it's not this rook? Because you were hoping to keep this trick on and you didn't want the queen to be able to hit, or rather defend here. Because now you have a different tactic, right? So if king b8 it's still hanging, and if rook d7, now you have got rook takes. As a matter of fact, ironically, you still have this too, because after queen takes, there is rook here. Hello? Hello? Yeah, not bad. Not bad, ladies. Not bad at all. Schach. And then, hey, I thought I had rook b8. Okay, let's think it for a second. Maybe just swing the queen across and mate. Yeah, that's it, right? Rook d6, check here, and then I'm guessing rook e1 with queen mate on e8, yeah? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I wasn't sure about that rook, but I will take it. I'll take it. Yeah, neat. Okay, so here, this is what your thinking should look like. If I play bishop c6, then rook d6, and I don't have a mate. And then you realize that there is a fair bit happening with the b file. So you go like, hold on a tick, what if I attack the bishop? And now the bishop buggers off, you play bishop c6, and all of a sudden, you have created two mate threats. Just as an idea, I think that would be worth having a red hot look-see at. Now, in no world should this come into consideration as your move. Like, isn't bishop... Oh, okay, so bishop here is met by rook e7 because rook d6 is already made. But this had to be a mouse slip, right? Like, that was not intended. There's no way. Actually, this is a good move or a good position for the chat to solve because there's a very easy way here to get to the black king. Why to move? Flex some muscles. Very good, Laparelts. Very good, Goblin. Queen a6. And Carnage is incoming. Now, dude, when you have got an opponent's king constantly dancing out of mate in one threads, promoting a pawn that takes 5 moves is never an idea. Like, literal never. Like, as soon as it occurred to you, you should have gone like, nah, that's ridiculous. Not doing that. Like, it's literal mate in one. And we're trying to run a pawn in. Come on. Like, no way in hell. No way in hell. And after take, that's it. That's it. No way to stop this. Game is over. A particularly beautiful line here is check, 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 king d6, check here, and Matutsky from here. That zigzag is so sexy. Is that worth another Where Is My Money? What do we think? Okay, so let's go back to the pawn move. A4. Queen takes. What? Queen! You brought these back here instead of putting this rook here and going for mate in 2 more moves. What? Mr. Guy. That was not the move you played. Like, what the hell, man? Ay, ay, ay. 10 push-ups now. Well, in your case, it's like 400 because you are like built like a fucking shit brick house, man. Like, yeah, that this is 400 puzzles, puzzles, that too, but push-ups. Right away, now. Let's go. Inexcusable. Beautiful attacking game and then going backwards, which we never do. No. 400 push-ups. I think we might have missed bishop c6 here too. Oh, I don't want to hear it, man. Like, there is no justification to this. Like, this should not have occurred to you. This move is worse than not taking the bishop. Yeah, no, like I said, 400 push-ups now. That's ridiculous. Oh, man. Ay, 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 ay. Like, dude, you completely lost your sight of the prize. Like, this game until now has been completely about you butchering the black king. And then when you are 2 moves away from mate against a completely dead naked king, you went like, hey, why don't I promote a pawn? Which is like absolutely outrageous of an idea given that we have got queens on the board and like everything is hanging. And then you just go like, no, I'm gonna spend 5 moves, 5 moves, just to push this guy up here. Said no one ever. No one ever. Yeah, this was a beautiful finish, and boy, did we fall hard after that in the end. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, mind you, I think you might have got a feeling that your time was ticking away, so you wanted to do something easy, but generally speaking, that's not the way to think. Yeah. Thank you, Shakespeare, for the follow, brother. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I do fare well. Thank you very much. Ah, la 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 la. What was that? Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you for the subs queue on YouTube. By the way, we're about 900 subs away from 50k. Did you hear that? Alright, next Lego game is coming up, guys, in a moment. I'm just choosing very carefully. This is too deep, man. This is way too deep. Beautiful game, though. Alright, this is an absolute banger. This is an absolute banger. Alright. Oh, Tikar in the house. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Thank you, Extract Plays. I don't know what you know and what you don't know, but thank you. I like to be the kind guy I consider myself to be. Alright, I don't remember seeing this game, so I don't know if I'm tripping or what's happening here. Let's have a look. Okay, you are white. Tell me how you would play this. There's no problem there. Bishop takes, rook takes, and then while black is dead. Move on, folks. Let's move on. Yeah, Tony Rowe is on the money. Bishop b5 check is a very common move here. In fact, the most common move. The idea is to provoke c6 and then pull the bishop back to d3. Bishop d3 was played right away. Yeah. Interesting. Bishop b7, queen e2. And Tony, you won't believe what was played here. Like, this is, yeah, with the theory that we understand or we claim to understand nowadays, you wouldn't believe that black actually played his c6. That's like, what the hell, man? What the hell? Yeah, c6 anyway. Oh la la. Okay. c4 played. I would have castled the hell out of this. Yes, that's correct. I don't think a lot of people will understand that reference, but yeah, absolutely correct. And here, Leiko, well, don't ask that question, Sheik, because we don't know the answer. And why would you want to embarrass us by asking questions there's no answer to? He drops back. Weird. I dislike it. And then he castles kingside. And now we have got a very fascinating case at our hand when opposite side castling, the imbalance in bishops versus knights, pawn structure is a bit messed up. So, yeah, what's cooking here? What's cooking here? Whoa! My fellow chess coach from Coach Champs, Ben, is raiding the party. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always like the exchange, ladies. Shout out to Ben. Thank you. Welcome in, raiders. We are trying to learn some chess from some great players like Peter Liko today. Thanks for the raid. Cheers. So, after castles, Liko played rook d1, which did get a double, not a double, but an exclam. Obviously, the idea is that after c5, we want to do what? Oh, well, it's good to know, extract players, that you are now a sub. Oh, you just subbed 6 minutes ago. I can see it now too. Thank you. Welcome on. Welcome in and welcome on board. Yeah, never ever take this. Not a chance. It's D5 every day of the week. Every day of the week. Mr. Laparels. Note how when you take, yeah, you release every single black piece. So now there is a rook, there is a knight, there is a bishop, and there is even this diagonal for the other bishop. This is your nightmare. You activated 4 black pieces with one move that black could have never accomplished themselves. Instead, you play d5, you shut down this, you shut down this, you shut down this, and indirectly this is hanging. That's like chalk and cheese. Day and night difference right there. This was a Rubinstein French. Right, so d5 is the plan. Black played rook king b8. What do we do now? What do we do now? Random ball moves. That I like. That I like. I like c5 ideas in such positions. I will be honest with you that I do enjoy these occasional pawn sacrifices with c5. d5 again accomplishes the opposite of what we want because now inevitably things are opening up for black. Thank you, Charlie Feed. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm very glad that my content resonates with you, young man. Please consider subbing to my YouTube channel. No, you much rather want to play c5, but Liko wanted to facilitate that with b4. And so this is basically the dynamic of the position goes like this. As long as c5 is not threatened, you don't need to respond with white. Like you don't have to pull the trigger on some kind of impulsive pawn push. Right? And since c5 is always successfully met by d5 as long as the bishop on e7 is loose, you can just go a3, b4, c5. As per Rares. Thank you. Was that some Persian player? Thank you. Knight f8 played, and now b4. Just on time. Now c5 here looks crazy because now we have got the b file to work with and the mouse slip, and it's absolutely carnage city. So yeah, that's not playable. And in any other case, we're going to shut down the queen side with C. By shutting down the queen side, I mean shutting down the bishop. But we will still have an attack on the queen side going. Now g6, obviously the plan was to read out the knight to come to f4 and hand the bishop pair. How would you respond to this? Very interesting position. g3 is definitely a possibility. Queen e3 is definitely an option. Is it possible to play me? It is possible to play me, yes. But am I going to play today, the viewers? Probably not. As a general rule of thumb, Persian, on this stream, I extremely seldom play against the viewers. It's mostly about this type of stuff where we try to educate each other. g3 does weaken the light squares, but you have to ask yourself the question of, does that matter? I personally would play c5. Leiko, however, likes at least one bishop to be available. So he played queen e3 as per Laparel's. Knight f4 played, which I think is sus, because we wanted to drop back anyway. Rook g8, announcing the threat of absolutely sweet bugger all. But this is the type of shit that club players always overreact. Ooh, this looks scary. No, it doesn't. No, it looks like a lot of things. Scary is not one of them. You are correct indeed. He lost to Kramnik 7-7. As in, the score was a tie, and it was very tragic because Kramnik equalized by winning the final game of the match on demand. Anywho, what is our move, ladies? Bauer and Diplom, I can certainly analyze a game of yours. You know the conditions. Let's go. Yeah, that's exactly the story, Persian, that you don't need g3, and if you don't need it, why would you do it? There's nothing wrong with it, by the way, but why would you play it? Like, we played a3 and b4 to play c5. So if I am white here, you would have to give me a very good reason to not to play c5. Because we always wanted that to shut down this bishop. By the way, it's ironic how poor Laparel's got given a fair bit of grief in the previous game for c5, which ironically turns out to be the best move in this particular scenario. This is why chess is hard. Because what is an absolute no-brainer terrible move in one position can be quite an obviously very good choice in a not very different one. Oi! Power Diplom coming in strong with the 10 sexies. Ay. Alrighty, I feel like we have got some further game analysis to do. Okay, so c5, rook g7 played. Black is still chasing this airy-fairy dream of attack on the g file. Not happening. Rook c1. We are now gearing up for b5 maybe. Potentially other tactical ideas as well. b5. Black calls is down the queen side, but now we're coming in. a4, a6, and now g3 preemptively before rook g8 comes. This is for Persian player to prove me wrong and prove him right. Why pronounce analysis that way? To increase the interest of the audience. And because life is about having fun and having a giggle every now and then. And why not to have a giggle if we can? Alright, so this guy, here is where the most genius part of the game comes, which I think I just spoiled for everyone by pressing the wrong button. But we'll do it anyway. White to move, be a rock star. White to move, be a rock star. Exactly, Harry. That's the only way to pronounce that thing. Tindy, this is the move that I would love you to find, buddy. Here is another coach. Oh, okay. Guy is coming in with another banger too. Yeah. Today I'm getting worked. Oh, Bowen, please send me the game, buddy. You haven't, have you? H4. Ay. Laparels. Which side of the board are we supposed to play on? King side? Queen side? Name the correct side where we are supposed to play. There's no scare in chess, Laparels. There is good and bad. No, because if you take on b5, my brother, you would open up this bishop against our king, and that would be borderline suicidal. Unless you see a tactic, in which case I would forgive you for taking this. In fact, it did happen in the game. So now we are going to reveal first a very cool idea. Persian, thank you. Thank you, man. What is our very sexy sortie against this move, which justifies the take? Bloody legend. Bloody legend, Persian. Bloody legend. Oh, and it comes in strong. Like, this is what happens when you sub, ladies. You sub, and then you just immediately turn into a better player. C6. I might have revealed it. I don't know. Did I? I sometimes just do it completely unconsciously. Queen can't take because it hangs the knight with check. And after bishop takes, comes another sexy. My word, we are full of sexies today. So what do we do here exactly? Multiple moves are winning, but the best one is... Knight b5 is second best, but it's like 3 points worse than the best move. So this gets you 1.24. The best move gets you +5. d5 it is. Bingo. d5 it is, guys. Excuse me. The idea being that when this thing gets captured, then you bring in another dude. That's one more attacker that you never had before. And now we are simply threatening to take this fort by taking this. And if the bishop buggers off, then you can take this. Queen e5 only move to keep the knight guarded. And now comes the Carnage City. Check. Check. And thanks for coming. Good chess. So, for this reason, our good friend took back with the pawn. And now I need the sexiest move of the game. Surplus girth if you sub, says Tindy on YouTube, and boy is he right. Is rook a1 good here? I don't think it's bad, but the most important problem I have with rook a1 now is that I don't see what it plans to do. And doubling and tripling up on the A is definitely a plan, but it feels a bit too slow for me. So I think we need to find something a bit more punchy, a bit more oomphy, if you will. D5 again. This is the move, ladies and gentlemen. An absolutely stellar breakthrough on the most protected square. Very, very good shite. Very good stuff. Bishop b5 per Malcolm is not that good, buddy, because in this position, instead of queen c6, black has the in-betweener first. And it's very, very obnoxious because I keep on checking. And if you go to the corner, then queen c6, and yeah, you did not want to open this guy up. Hence, d5, ensuring that this guy is buried and entombed forever. Take, 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 take. Rook e1. Knight e4 was also good, but this is even stronger. Bishop d8 only move. Monkey, welcome in. And now Leiko played a typical ultra sadistic Leiko move that is so difficult to emulate in your own games. What would you do for white? Queen h6 is forcing black where they wanted to go anyway. This is what they want to do. I gotta tell you that Mr. Hockey Dude today is on fire. Bishop h3. Cutting down this entirely. Personally, it does win a pawn, but you do not want to win a pawn. What you want here is to win the chess game, and this move forces black to activate their forces. And in fact, we have never been as far from winning this game as now. So be very careful. That forces your opponent's pieces to get activated. The best move does the opposite of that. It denies them to become active. They played f5. A pawn sack to activate the dark squared bishop, which we duly accept. And now we have got your move, brother. Because now the rook is cooked. So now we have got Persian's move under the best circumstances. And now you got your pawn, we are hitting another one, and we haven't lost anything in the interim. Whoa, excuse me. Check. And black has had enough. The end was a bit of an anticlimax because Leiko just kept on taking pawns until black had nothing left. Okay, let's finish this game off. Let's see who can find the sexiest win here. I just inadvertently walked into the most beautiful tactic without even noticing it. You guys are gonna love it. Like, it's actually an absolute banger. And I'm gonna call it. Rengar will be the first one to find it. What's my old 2 cents on the old Indian defense? That why would you play a dog shit opening like that when you have got so many good ones to pick from? That's my take on that. Monkey, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. The answer is still a no, Persian, because Queen h6 releases the rook. And I don't see how Bishop d3 does anything to cover b4. So, no. Careful there, Charlie. Knight b8 is not a check. If you do it after rook a6, it's hanging by the queen. Now, come on, guys. Like, forget about this. Like, this does nothing. It just hangs the knight for free. And even if it didn't, I could go back to b7. That's a textbook case of dreaming. Persian is on the money. Knight e5 is your move, ladies. Knight e5. Now, that is what you call a sexy in chess. Takes, check. And now if the king goes to b7, that's a beautiful family fork. If the king goes back to a8, then you go after the queen like so. And GG. Bloody hell, that was beautiful. That was, I mean, banger and a half. A banger and a half. Alright, let me see the games that have been submitted. The first that I want to know is that where the heck is Bauer and Diplom's game? Bauer Diplom, where are you, buddy? Ah, Bauer Diplom came in strong. Here is Bauer and Diplom. What color are you, brother? And then we will go back to Guy after that. Okay, we are black. Let's go, baby. What? What happened with the testosterone, brother? Yeah, okay. Oh, God. Really? The dog shit opening. Why would anyone play this? I just don't know. This is one of those nightmare gambits that was popularized by, what's his face? The gambit guy, Alien. Knight c6, my friend, is not good. You should play his c5 and then knight c6. Tanner, welcome in, buddy. Good to have you, as always. Yeah, it's nice development, but you kinda limited your options when it comes to challenging the center, and I'm not overly excited about that. I would much rather have this position with the pawn on c5, having a very oomphy attacking scenario there. Bishop b5 after c5, like what? How is that a... what? Bishop b5? Why is that a... I don't know why you would bring that up as a problem. Like, thanks for forcing me to develop my pieces, I guess. I would never play bishop b5 in a position like this for white. Not a chance. Engine's best, but I don't understand. I would never play that. Not a chance. Yeah, I don't get why bishop b5 is an idea here. Actually, I do now, but it's fairly subtle. So the idea behind bishop b5 is to play a quick knight e2, which allows f3. That's the idea. That's why the engine wants it. But even here, after take bishop d7, black is more than fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I dislike knight c6. I don't dig that. But this position is still totally fine. What's your rating, Bowen? Just so that we can somehow put you in the food chain where you actually are. Nine infinity. Yeah, for 9 infinity, c5 was definitely a strong move to consider there. Yep, 97 I approve. Oh, buddy, like 5. 5. Why the mouse slip? Broski, why not 5? Ay. That's why we went there, no? C5, mate. 5 there. Ay. What's with this C6 business, my friend? Why not C5? Put your pieces in the center. No? That is such a bullshit claim. You wanted to stabilize the center. The center, my friend, is super stable. You needed to destabilize it. The fuck are you gonna play for after c6? Excuse my French. What is your plan now? Your plan is c5. Why do you want to stabilize it? Your job is to destabilize, right? You need to be a center anarchist, my friend. Destabilization. Yeah. Yeah, that is a London player option here. Don't do that, please. You do better. You know better than that. You know what's ironic? According to the engine, your best move here, by far, c5. No question. Oh, forked now after f3 a bit. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Now, we have got still a way, guys, to save the day with a tactical trick here, which we should have found, by the way, Mr. Bowen Diplom. And no offense to you, but you should have found it. Yeah, why are we not playing knight c5? And when you say it didn't cross your mind, I mean, like, come on, man, like, it's screaming to be played because you have a fork, but on top of that, you also have a discovery. Like, that is the only move that should appeal to you in this position, and everything else you play, you are playing with disgust. Knight g6 is not playable, Charles, because I take and then e4 is hanging for free, right? But like, if knight c5 is not the first move that comes to your mind in this position, then that's a very strong reflection on what you need to work on, which is tactical vision. Yeah, but why are we saving the day instead of playing for a win? That's like someone is telling you that I'm gonna burn your house down in half an hour, and instead of you trying everything you can do to prevent that, you go like, okay, let me unpack the kitchen drawers then, so that my spoons will be saved. It's like, come on, man. Like, saves the day? Not really. Yeah, this is ugly. This is ugly. As is Quincy too. G6. Broski. Why is that not the knight that is going to G6? What? Pawn to G6. Ay, 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 ay. Like, that was never gonna be a candidate move in this list. So you have got here two candidates, knight G6, H6, and that's it. Nothing else should come to mind. Like, G6 has got, I want to lose, please checkmate me, written all over it with capital letters. The fuck is this? But dude, like, how do we come to this with giant holes everywhere around your king? Like, what would pay money for you to play G6 here? And you can actually stop the threat with a tempo on this, and we go like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then play chess moves again. What is going on here, Bowen? This makes no sense. Like, it looks like you're playing to lose. Yeah, queen f2 is best. With the idea of bang. Sooner or later. So take, 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 take. I don't know. Maybe just bishop h6. Yes, Toulouse is a place in France, but I think you misspelled that. He bangs me anyways. That's not the right figure of speech there, but I'll take it. Yeah, man. I mean, G6 is just... I don't know what to say, man. Like, I honestly don't know. Like, I don't live in that world where this is a candidate move. So I don't even know what to tell you. But how you didn't play knight G6 here is nothing short of insanity. Like, humor me. Like, were you thinking about it, knight G6 at all? Sometimes h4. You're kidding me. What? Like, give me a line where h4 is a thing. Give me one line, please, where white gets to play h4. Show me. I can't wait to see this. How? I'm dying to see this. Like, show me a line you calculated where h4, h5 was a thing. But bro, you're playing 5 moves for white now, you realize that. So, rook f2, rook c8, g3, it's black to move. Allow me to guarantee you, by the way, that no one would have ever played g3 here. Now, queen b6 is not an easy move to find, I will give you that. If I'm not mistaken, this is pretty sexy because now we're threatening 95. But what you are telling me is that you decided to absolutely destroy your own king side in one move, and that's your doing, rather than playing a move after which white has to play 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to accomplish a far less weakening scenario as far as your king is concerned. And yet you are fearing the one that takes 4 moves and does about 5% of the damage, versus the one where you are playing it and it does 200% of the damage. Unreal, man. That was absolutely surreal stuff. Okay. But dude, like, I don't understand what counterplay you are talking about. Like, here you have got 400 ways to deal with this. That's not a thing. I will never be a thing. Like, you can just play rook e8 and drop the knight back to f8. Like, the way you are talking about it is in counterplay. You don't need counterplay, you need play. It's not like you are badly off. Not anymore. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a very evenly balanced position. Where there is no counterplay is after g6. This goes like, I am now going to ruin my own kingside completely. Please checkmate me while I can do absolutely nothing. This is where you have no counterplay. So your narrative is completely off. After knight g6, you need to justify nothing. After g6, if you don't pull off something out of the hat in the next 5 moves, you are going to be absolutely steamrolled. So the story is completely the reverse. You are trying to justify a very healthy move with a tempo, and you don't feel the need to justify a move that absolutely destroys your king and puts no pressure on white. I really want you to reflect on that. But yes, my general impression is that your chess is very, very passively wired. Welcome to a French player's mindset, by the way. Okay, so in this position, there is a very good move for black that that holds the house very, very well. And it's a very easy one too, by the way. Runaway, thank you for the sub, for the follow. Please consider following me on YouTube too. Exactly, Persian. Rook a6, and we saved everything. Ah, okay. Thank you, Runaway. See, these are the things that hurt me to no end. First, removing the attacking piece on c3. The fuck is knight c3 attacking? This is so much more of a defender than this one is an attacker. Why would you take it? I don't get this. Like, things like, let's remove the attack. What attacker? Like, what does it attack? Knight b5 to d6. Hello. Like, isn't that hanging? Hello? Are we looking at the same position, buddy? How is this a thing? It's hanging. And hello is my call anyway. Like, hello, like, knight d6, let me take it. That's free. Charlie, you are not here to roast. That's my job. Back off. Thank you, Brazy. Yeah, I don't get what attacker you are seeing in the knight on c3. The thing about this Bowen is that currently this knight doesn't represent a threat. Therefore, you don't take it. Right? So I hear what you're saying, but this is not an imminent threat. Therefore, you don't deal with it. The imminent threat is bishop g5, and then you're getting killed on the 6th rank. So let's deal with that. And if it turns out that this is becoming annoying, you take it, but not until then. Because your bishop is a more valuable piece than the knight, so let's not rush into trading that off in a hurry. That's the way I would see it. Okay, so game, so take. Okay, I still take this though. Not queen c8. Brother. What's cooking here? What's with this f6? Why not queen c8? What am I missing here, Chief? What am I missing here? You panicked. But the thing that confuses me about all of this is that that was the plan all along. When we played rook a6, we knew that we had rook g6 to come to save the day. Like queen f3, like how is it a problem? No worries. I'm playing now your moves, right? Like I'm following your idea. You are not following your own idea. That's what really concerns me about this story. Your play is so inconsistent. Inside of mostly imagined threats, you completely deconstruct your own logic, which is very sad to see, because rook a6 was a really good source and you found it. And now we just go like, ah, nah, screw that. I don't want to actually play the move that was intended when I played this. Like, queen, rook, yeah? I'm not trying to tell you that this looks great, but that was the logic behind rook a6. I'm running your agenda here. Yep, alright, let's move on. Where did you play this game, by the way? Oh, what? League game, classical. Check, 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 and here. Are we dying here? Or did we just save the day? I think we just saved the day. Yeah, Klingerman played really well, yep. Yes, you do, my friend, you do. The problem is that you look upon resistance as a how do I defend passively kind of thing, whereas no, not at all. It's actually the how do I put some activity behind what I do. E.g., which has got mated here by force? More or less. No? This looks very, very dark. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, brother. You are definitely a player who has been, I don't know how long you have been playing French for, but it appears to me that you have developed some very bad French habits, in particular passive play, when aggression and energetic play is required. Yeah, I understand. I can relate to that. Yeah, the overall impression of your play, buddy, is that you're playing way too passive chess, which was just evident throughout the game. From the moment you missed c5, from the momentum you, or rather followed by when you didn't play knight c5, then when we played g6, and the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. All right, on to Mr. Guy. Mr. Guy sent me this beauty. Very good, very good, very good. This dude is killing it with my theory, guys. Yeah, well, it is a French habit, man. Queen e4 is better here, Mr. Guy, to simplify the position, but also to hurt the c2 pawn a little bit. So the big difference is that now white countered the castle because both of these captures are quite annoyingly threatened. As much as we like to keep the queens on, not in this case. So in contrast, if we have the same position queenless, you could take this. Yeah, we fell behind in development here big time. I don't like this. Your position is fine, but I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing. Good. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. What is the no-brainer move that you would play here in a bullet game in 1 second? Huh. What? The commands don't work? What? Why did that not work for Engao, I wonder? Yeah, like, if you don't play Rook E8, my question is, what are you doing? Like, what? Hello, Rook E8? Guy, that has nothing to do with the move trainer. I don't even think that that's in the course. It's common sense, man. I want you to rely on common sense first before you rely on move trainer. Yeah, like Rook E8 is absolutely a must. Like, you do it with closed eyes, man. If you don't play Rook E8 here, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, like, this was never gonna be on the cards. You play Rook E8, and now they have got a very tough choice to make, because I don't know where the queen goes without you taking on C2. It's like you're winning the house, man. Yep, very good. And D5, and we are winning. Yep, good. Ooh la la. Doable. You could have taken this and then double down on the pin, or triple down on it, if you will. And now there is no way to stop this. Yeah, that's essentially the same. Yep, very good. Oh, bro, like, why pawn? What? Wait. Never mind, I might take this back. Take king f2. Yeah, no, sorry, my bad. You did well, I'm an idiot. I'm calling it out too. I am definitely calling out other people's shit, but I also call out my own. So no, you did well. That was the right take. That wasn't though. Yeah, you're correct. In this position, chat, we have got an absolutely fabulous chess move though. What is that chess move that I really want everyone to find here? Off a draw with the upper pawn? Are you kidding me? Hello? What? King e5 is natural, but then rook f1 is super annoying. With the threat of rook f4 and rook f7, I don't like this. No. We need to be thinking outside the box a little bit more. King c5 was played. Also not good, by the way. Gyok or Götz, depending on where you are from, brother. Rook f8. Activating. Activating. Rook on e8 is dog shit now because it's shooting at the back of our pawn. We need open files. We need open files. Also know that king e4 is not capturable because of the check. Why not? When you say stuff like it was never on my mind, I'm like, why? Why not? Yes, Zumpake, it does. Yes. Like, this is such a basic concept that if I go here, they obtain the open file and they hurt me. I need to prevent that. What is my only move to prevent white from doing this? Rook f8. And yet people would tell me that would never occur to me. It's like, really? So what do you propose against Rook f1 then, champion? Tell me. I'm all ears. The fact that e4 is not takeable instantly is actually irrelevant, because even if it was capturable, and even if it didn't have rook e8, rook f2 would absolutely shred. So the fact that e4 is not capturable is not really an important part of the equation, because even if it was takeable, you would still play rook f8. How do we make progress if they don't take insta on e4? Well, among other things, check and go, which is precisely the point. Any basic endgame book, like 1000 endgames you must know, would be a good start there. Silman's endgame book is also good. Why not rook e7? Because it does bugger all. How do you want to win this? Like, when people of lower ratings look at this endgame, their idea of winning it is to promote this pawn. That's their concept of how are we going to win this. We're up a pawn, let's go. It's like, how, bro? How? How do you figure that this pawn is the key to our success? Now, after rook f8, if they play rook e2, then of course you play king e5, because now there is no rook f2 and I'm penetrating on the open file. So it's kindergarten win now, yeah? Just rook f3 and we're just... Now we are nursing the pawn, because we played the necessary moves to facilitate that. In fact, to a degree, even after king here, this is a valid plan. The problem is that white now doesn't come in. They go check. This is exactly what this position is all about. It's about who gets to the open file first and gets to use it. Yes, the pawn on e4 is an asset, and no, you are never going to win because of that. But like, not directly, by promoting it is what I mean. This is a good secondary plan, though. This is a good secondary plan to fall back onto. I approve of this. b3 was, funnily enough, a mistake. Rook d1 was the correct move, sacking a second pawn, but allowing counterplay, which is our ultimate word. I'm going to add this to my endgame course. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here, Rob Lee. You're welcome. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Rook e7, good. That's actually very good, guy. 1600 rapid. Shout out to Tana. Go, you beaut. Go, you absolute beauty. No, the best plan is actually to play c5, a6, and then b5, but we're getting there. Okay, that was unnecessary because this, I think, loses, right? So if c5 takes, this pawn ending is a loss for white. Therefore, we should provoke it. Yeah, because white loses 2 pawns while only winning 1. So we should have played c5 here, actually forcing them to follow through with their stupid plan. But with 27 seconds on the clock, that's impossible to calculate. For sure. Oh god. Okay, now we have Tarash Rook. Well done. Yep, brilliant. That's a very good play. Shout out. Very good stuff, guy. That was very good, mate. I'm very impressed. That was very clean in the end. Good job. Good job. Quite impressed, honestly. Quite impressed. Good shot was had there. Oh, ladies and gents, before I forget, we are definitely going to launch a group training sesh, probably starting out not next week, but the week after. So, I don't know if I have got the command, but this is definitely something that I would like you to act on. Oh no, it's group lessons, I think. And it's mostly discussed. Yes, Discord. Go to the Discord link there. If you are in YouTube right now, you also type group lessons. It should work. No, starting chess, it doesn't have a release date yet because I'm working on it more slowly than I have ever done in my life. I find it very difficult to assemble the right kind of material for it that is actually engine proof as well. So it's a bit of a struggle fest, but once I get there, it's gonna be very, very good. What? Oh, I thought my daughter was talking to me. Sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we had time for today. Please go to the Discord link if you want to get some love your way. And then we will get things rolling. Harry, depending on interest, I am going to split it up between a sub 1800 rapid and a above 1800. What is the opposite of sub? As in meaning below, as a prefix. Pro? Oh, super. That's actually correct. Dom. Now that gets the credit, Phil. Like, that was funny. Sub and dominant. That's very good. That's very good. But it's actually super. That's correct. It's super. Welcome, Malcolm. Welcome, or rather, shout out to Malcolm and Greg Omni for educating me on that one. So yeah, I am going to look at a sub 1800 and a dom 1800, aka super 1800, aka above 1800. But if I don't manage to drum up interest enough for that, then I'm just going to merge everyone together, and you're gonna learn anyway because I rock. No, I think that was funny actually. I like that. That was a good joke. That was a good joke. I like that. I like that. All right, I haven't done the weekly puzzle for a while, which is called incorrectly the daily puzzle. So let's stop. Let's solve those from last week. Now I've done this already. Queen here, no? Okay, well, let's solve them anyway. So that's mate. Next. Yeah, I have done these, no? And then we let them take, and then we pin, and then we win. I feel like we've done these. Throwbacks! It's check, and then check, and then check, and then mate. Okay. Maybe I did it with Alex. Like she solved it on stream and I was watching her. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate the support. Okay, let's keep going though. But I think Alex solved these while I was watching her on stream. Yeah, this is that famous study where we take this, they go check, we go king e6, rook takes, and after pawn h4, black is in Zugi. They either allow mate or they lose the rook. No, no, because it's last week. No, Alex was solving it on her stream and I was watching. It was, yeah, it was definitely that. I didn't do it on the principled account. No, it was Alex doing it on her stream and I was watching on. The last one is gonna be a banger. This one was something like... Yeah, so it's take, check, king here, and then bishop check wins the queen. Yeah, clean. Last two, next. This was g4 right now. Yeah, I think it's g4 with the idea of check and mate. G4, queen f4, rook check. Yeah, that's it, g4 wins. Shit, it's check and then g4, right? Oh, it's g4 now. Right, okay, sorry, my bad. So the key is g4 now. G4 now. I don't know what immediate g4 was failing to, but it's g4 now. Yeah, to cut out the king escape there, and now it's mate, so they have to give up the queen, otherwise it's mate down there. Let me just go back quick to why immediate g4 is bad here. Queen f4 maybe? But then I have check. I don't know what g4 is failing to, honestly. Queen e6. Okay, that's what it's failing to. Cool, cool. And final. Oh, sheesh. I think it was check and then ultimately take on c8.
Did you receive an email from your house board? The summer uniform is on.
Oh, wait.
Why did you take out the dress? She wants to battle. Why?
Fuck, I forgot what this was.
So why is it there? Okay.
No, it's check here. Was it? No, it's not. Oh, it's queen b3. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It's queen b3. I got this wrong when Alex was solving it too. And is it rook takes c8 now? Yes, it is. And then queen check, knight check, and queen mate. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very nice puzzle. That's a very nice puzzle. Alright, ladies, that's gonna be it for today. I am going to radio off now. Yeah, you would. It's a mate in one fret. Of course you would. 100% you would. The reason why queen f3 doesn't work, because then the king, I think, runs away to via... Yeah, I don't even know what the difference is, but I'm too unfazed now to go into that. I will radio off. I will talk to you guys on Discord, so if you are interested in the group lessons, one more time I'm gonna type in the command so you can come and gather on the Discord where we are going to discuss this. Bobbin, I don't know, Smurf, what you're going on about, but yeah. Thank you for joining in today. I will radio off to... Oh, that's definitely off stream. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, wait, that's not it. I wanted to raid her. Sorry. Lol. That was epic. Shout out to Tindy for the raid. Off you go to Hannah. Oh, yes, Dagen. Absolutely, it's a great one. See you, folks. Boyers. Bye-bye. Thank you, Bowen, for the generosity. Thank you, Guy. Thank you for all the subs and donos. Bye.